How are you? So, I hope you are doing well and continuing your study. So, new week, right? Today is Sunday, Jesta 10th, 2077. So, it's already been 2 months of lockdown in Nepal. Say, how long will it go? Dear students, we are discussing the chapters. I'm making videos of the chapter and sending to you. And you students are making note and then submitting to me, right? So there must be. You may say that, sir, where is the hard copy? Definitely, hard copy is with you. That is your, what is your copy? What is written over there? You write down first, click the photo and submit to me. Dear students, what are we going to discuss today? So last time we have started organisms and to know that some scientists, some biologists, they have got, and there are 5 kingdoms, there are different type of organisms, right? And we discuss about taxonomy also. In today's class we are discussing importance of classification, hierarchy of classification, definition of genus, species. Then we'll be discussing about nomenclature. Afterwards, the chapter means heading plant kingdom and divisions of plant kingdom, algae, some important characteristics, not all, in some examples and important characteristics. So we should remember all, at least 3 to 4 characteristics, enough, okay? Then finally we will be discussing about Tracheophyta and subdivisions of Tracheophyta. Afterwards we will be discussing Pteridophyta and Gymnosperms. Next class, okay friends? So now first let's begin importance of classification. Dear students, what is classification? Classification is the process of keeping organisms in different classes. How are they kept? According to their similar characteristics. Now students, first the first importance of classification. Number 1, it makes the study of organisms easy and systematic. We can read, no problem at all, isn't it? Okay, why? They are kept in different groups and subgroups. We can study them. Second one, it helps to know the interrelationship among groups of organisms, like how, what are the similar characteristics, what are the different characteristics. That is also understood easily in classification. Third one is it helps organisms. Do you believe that all organisms came at once? No, they didn't. But how it is said? Because of classification. The organisms with primitive characteristics, very less characteristics, are kept in one group, and more developed are kept in another group. And we can say organisms organs were evolved earlier and complicated were evolved later on. Okay, and next one, because of classification, there is one new branch of biology, that is biodiversity. In biodiversity, let me repeat once again the importance of classification. Number one, easy and simple, shows the interrelationship among the organs. It plays an important role in the chapter or in the study biodiversity. Okay, that is all. So dear students, now let's discuss hierarchy of. So in any organization there is hierarchy. Hierarchy means there is one pyramid, means lower level to higher level. So when you talk about school, who is in highest position? Principal is in highest position, right? Isn't it? Is vice principal, and in charges, coordinators, then it comes teachers, other steps. So there is one order. Classification also, there is one order of keeping the organisms. So organisms in different groups of in an order, in a sequence, according to their characteristics. That is called hierarchy. It means at first there is one group and it is again divided into next groups, groups. It goes like that. Kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, means kingdoms are less, phylums are more, classes are much more, orders many more, genus a bit fixed one, species so fixed one. Here maximum number of species are. Genus are joined in family are joined in groups, orders are joined in class, phylum, kingdom. Suppose it is kingdom, see, many organisms, they like, same kingdom, but species is different. Like our species is sapiens. What is that? S-E-E-N-S, sapiens. There is no any other organism whose species sapiens. Genus may be same, family may be same, isn't it? So anyway, remember, at first kingdom, then phylum, then order, it goes just down like that. As we go up, number will be less. As we go down, number will be more. So here we have to keep in mind, are less, species are many. So there are 10 million species of organisms. But how many kingdoms are there? Kingdoms are only 5, species maximum. Okay. Arrangement of organisms in different levels is called hierarchy of classification. Arranged in different way, means first kingdom to species. Remember, later on we'll be discussing classification, but in class 9 we will discuss classification of organisms up to like kingdom, then or division and subdivision or class and common name. Very less, because this is class 9, isn't it? Dear Students, now what is genus? Definition is given here. The group of closely related two or more, like tiger and lion. Tiger, lion, they belong to same genus. Scientific name of tiger, Panthera tigris, Tigris, Panthera, Panthera. Panthera tiger, lion, Panthera leo, Leo. So see, first name Panthera is same, isn't it? Leo and tigris species is different. So closely related to or more species is genus. But what is definition? It is a group of living beings which can interbreed. It means they can produce babies, okay, and reproduce again the new babies themselves and keep their population alive, increasing. For example, human beings, if they marry with gorilla, then what will happen? Can they interbreed? Can they have their babies? No chance. Tiger and lion, can they have their babies? No chance. So species are unique. Species are those groups of living beings which can have reproduction between and the population keeps on increasing. That is called species. So species is only few. It's only one. But genus 2, 3 may be there. Okay. Let's discuss about nomenclature. Where are we? Nomenclature. When a baby is born, then what? For 6 days, they keep the name, isn't it? Find some new organisms. When they find some new organisms, then immediately, because name must be given, isn't it? Right? After giving name, it will be easy. So, process of giving scientific name to either plants or animals is called nomenclature. Understood or not? Friends, could you remember who was the father of taxonomy? Carolus Linnaeus. He naming the plants and animals by using two names. Generic name, first name, specific name, second name. Or he started giving two names to any organism by two names. So first name of genus, second name is of species. So that system is called assigning two names to an organism. Binomial system of nomenclature, or simply we can say binomial nomenclature. Bi means two, nomial means name. All the organisms are represented or provided all binomial nomenclature. So there are some rules in writing scientific names. Last time also I said human being's scientific name is, what is it? I have written last time also Homo sapiens. And frog, Rana, R-A-N-A, Rana, R-A, Rana tigrina. I was going to write different. The scientific name of frog is Rana tigrina. Tigina. Rana tigrina. Okay. So students, while writing scientific names, number one, genus means first name should be written followed by the species. Genus is first, species is second. First name is genus name, generic name, second is specific. And here, first letter of the genus should be written in capital, in small letter. Like, look at your example. Pisum sativum. This is the example of scientific name of. So, Pisums, P is capital here, but S is small. Homo sapiens also first is capital, rest of others all are small. For frog, first is capital, generic name starts from capital. And either they are underlined separately like this, Homo sapiens, isn't it? Either underlined like this or written in italics. Italics, a bit slanted position, okay? Italics. That is the scientific name. First is generic name, second is specific. Generic name starts with capital and they must be underlined or written in italics. I write in italics, so we have to underline like this. Okay, friends? Did you get the point? Good. So now we'll be discussing about kingdom. Plantae means those organisms which are autotrophs. They can manufacture their food themselves. How many species of plants are there? 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Okay. And they are eukaryotic. Means they are made up of multicellular, many cells, and they can manufacture their food themselves. And plant kingdom contains varieties of plants like herbs, shrubs, trees, members, aquatic, terrestrial, flowering, non-flowering. Oh my god. Okay, various type of plants. Maybe climbing, very strong, very weak, in water, on land. Some possess flowers, some they do not possess flowers. And this plant kingdom is categorized into 3 divisions. What are they? Algae, Bryophyta, and Tracheophyta. Plants are kept in 3 main groups. What are they? Algae, Bryophyta, and Tracheophyta. Dear students, so we will be discussing now division. At first, algae. So you can look at here in the diagram, you can see volvox and Spirogyra. Can you see a volvox? Spirogyra. They are plants, unicellular plants or multicellular plants, but very primitive. What is the meaning of primitive? Small, very small and undeveloped plants, and we will be discussing now their characteristics. Before that, I found here one word, thallophytes. 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 Thallophytes, the plants whose body is like a filament. There is no root, no stem, leaves, just small filament. The phytes. So algae are called halophytes. Dear students, now let's discuss the characteristics of algae. First characteristics, they are aquatic, found in water. They contain chlorophyll, means they can manufacture their food. They are multicellular. Some are multicellular, some contain more number of cells in their body. Some. Next one, their cell wall contains cellulose is a kind of substance present in their cell wall. We discussed they can prepare their food themselves. So they store food in the form of starch. Crops or photosynthetic plants store food in the form of starch. Example of Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Fucus. Students, let's remember some algae. Characteristics, they are aquatic. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. They store food in the form of starch. Examples are Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Fucus, Volvox, Chlamydomonas. Dear students, are you understood? And what is understood? Please write down. Got pen and paper with you, right? Must be written. Next division. What is the division? Bryophyta. Bryophyta. Dear students, look at here. Two examples are given: liverworts and moss. These are the plants which belong to division Bryophyta. At least if you remember, then you can write the characteristics. What do? We will write the important characteristics of Bryophyta. First, they damp, moist and shady places. Where there is presence of more water and where there is less amount of sunlight, in that places they go. Second point, their body contains many cells. Dorso-ventrally flattened means their body contains leaf-like structure, but that is not leaf. Look at here in liverworts, dorso-ventrally flattened, very less developed. And one thing is here in question number D, they need water for fertilization. These plants grow on land, but they need water for fertilization. That's why they are called amphibian plants. Underline amphibian plants. Already we have discussed about amphibia in below class. Amphibia means dual life. They need water, or they go in water surface, water bodies, and they live on land also. But these Bryophyta are amphibian plants. Students, next important thing is they show alternation generation. They show alternation of generation means in their life cycle they reproduce by sexual method as well as asexual method. Sexual as asexual. If you talk about human beings, we reproduce by sexual method. These organisms, in some stage, fusion of gametes, no male and female gametes are produced. In some, but in their whole life cycle, there must be fusion of gamete and without fusion of gamete. Alternation of generation. Now students, examples: moss, liverworts. Example of Bryophyta. Students, let's do recap of Bryophyta. Are moss, liverworts. They grow in damp, moist and their body is dorso-ventrally flattened. Means you just stretch your hand. Hand is also dorso-ventrally flattened. Upper part is dorsal part, lower is ventral. So their body is also like that. Need water for fertilization, so they are called amphibian plants. Remember, sometimes question can be asked: are Bryophyta called amphibian plants? What is your answer? Because they need water for fertilization. And next one, they show clear alternation of generation. In their life cycle, there is sexual reproduction as well as asexual reproduction. Students, what are we discussing? And discussing about different divisions. What is the first division? Algae. Second, Bryophyta. Now third, Tracheophyta. Students, you have studied about xylem and phloem. Some they say xylem and phylum also, right? What does it mean by and phloem? These are the various things in plant. Xylem transports water, phloem transports phloem. Those plants which contain xylem and phloem are kept under Tracheophyta. Okay, so Tracheophyta has got three subdivisions. What are they? Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, and Angiosperm. Then once again remember, what are they? Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, Angiosperm. Now first Pteridophyta. So non-flowering which contain xylem and phloem. They are non-flowering. They do not bear flower, but they contain xylem and phloem. What are the examples? Like and fern, you have seen. Characteristics of Tracheophyta are: their body is divided into root, stem and leaves. Body is divided into root, stem and leaves. They contain xylem and phloem. Next one is they reproduce by spores. They reproduce by spores. Understood or not? And they diffusion of gametes also. And these plants, this life cycle also, there is asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. Where? In Pteridophyta. So what are the main characteristics? Number one, plant body is differentiated into divided into root, stem, leaves. They reproduce by spores. they show alternation of generation. So if you write 3 points, 3 characteristics, it's enough. One, horsetail, Selaginella, walking fawn, Paniamala, Lycopodium, podium, PODIM, just got it, okay? Let's discuss next one. What is that? Subdivision Gymnosperms. Gymno means naked seeded plants. Gymnosperms are naked seeded plants. They are uncovered, open. So gymnosperms are mainly called cone bear plants. They do not bear flower, they bear one structure called cone. For example, you have seen pine plant. Yeah, pines one, okay. So what are the characteristics? They grow in dry, means they are terrestrial, and they instead of flowers. Their cones means there is male cone and female cone. Here, what is the difference between cone? In cone, there is no calyx, corolla, gymnosperm, but in flower there is calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, right? And seeds are not in, and cones are unisexual, maybe male cones and female cones. Take place by the help of wind. So examples are cycas and pinus and fir. These are the 3 examples. Characteristics once again, they grow in dry land and they bear cones. This is very important instead of flowers. And their seeds are not enclosed in fruits. And they are unisexual plants. Cones are grown separately. So cones are unisexual. Cones are unisexual. In the same side, male cone is produced, another side, female cone is produced. Remember. And pollination takes place by wind. Students, in today's class, what did we discuss? Once again, let's see from the beginning. Importance of classification, hierarchy, genus, species, nomenclature, plant kingdom, 3 divisions: algae, Bryophyta, Tracheophyta. Then we discuss about division algae, characteristics, examples, division Bryophyta, characteristics, examples, Tracheophyta, vascular bundles are present, means xylem and phloem present. 3 subdivisions, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm. Characteristics of Pteridophyta: body is divided into root stem leaves, possess xylem phloem, and reproduced by spores. And they also show alternate. Example: fawn, horsetail, walking fawn, Paniamala, and subdivision Gymnosperm. Gymnosperm, if it is the matter, then remember they bear cone, male cone and cone. So naked seeded plants and pollination takes place by wind. Now what to do? You make very and submit to me. Utilize this time and be alpha student. To be alpha. We will meet in our next. Have a great day.